that team was all James Harden. Without
Bro,
James Harden,
all
that
I
team
gotta
can't
say
do
is
anything.
I'm getting my aviator sunglasses on because the post-Harden era in Houston is bright, fam.
What it do, baby? We're back for another episode. It's been a crazy week of NBA basketball. Action-packed, a lot of things going on. And just before we start, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. Again, we always say it. It costs $0. Hit that thumbs up.
0 cents, boys. 0.
Yeah. So without further ado, LaMelo Ball. He's been going off recently. Dav, how do you feel about his recent performances?
Man, LaMelo balling, bro. This guy has been going crazy right now. I mean,
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it because the stats, but screw the stats. I mean, so far in 2020-21, he's been averaging 12.2 points per game, 6 rebounds per game, and 6 assists per games. So in the rebounds and assists, he's doing all-star numbers. Get those points up per game, and then he's an automatic all-star. But this guy so far,
automatic.
I mean, if you got the numbers up to 20, if you got up to 20, those are all-star numbers.
I don't know about that, bro.
26 and 6.
I don't know if you can say automatic all-star.
No, I'm saying those numbers would be automatic
26
all-star.
and 6?
20, those are all-star numbers.
I don't know about 20 still, but
I don't know. I feel like that's at least an all-star consideration. But
okay, that's fair.
Regardless, moving on from that fact, I think that LaMelo Ball, rookie season, so many questions about this guy, and he has looked like a stud. Yeah. I don't think that Devontae Graham deserves to be a starter right now. It should be LaMelo Ball. LeVar couldn't have said it better. His boys were not meant to be on the bench. Maybe LiAngelo and Lonzo, but LaMelo deserves to be a starter. He has looked amazing so far.
Yeah, we saw him put up a career-high 27 points 2 days ago against your Milwaukee Bucks. And,
tell me twice.
I just want to apologize to all the LaMelo people out there. Coach Mike, if you're watching this, we talk about LaMelo, Lonzo a lot. I thought LaMelo Ball was going to be a bust at first, and he's just been exceeding expectations. Yes, I was.
Been a hater, bro. You're always sleeping on this guy.
I was a hater. I will admit that as much as I hate to. I just thought, it's just been amazing to see how his skills and everything is translated. We've seen him play in the Drew League over in Australia, and the one thing about his game has always been confidence. He always plays with that swagger, and just even now when you see his highlights and stuff, he has that same confidence. And I think
for sure
that's a really underrated aspect of people's games that people don't really talk about. A lot of a big reason why players go into slumps is when they don't play with confidence, and that's something LaMelo will always have, and that's clearly benefited him. He's just playing out of his world. For a rookie to be putting up triple doubles, that's just crazy,
bro. Yeah, he's off to a hot start, and I hope he keeps it up. I had him in my top 2 for rookie of the year. I had James Wiseman winning it all. You didn't even put him in that conversation, so I just want to remind you of that. Make sure you keep tabs of that. But LaMelo Ball is a stud, and this is MJ's first W as a GM. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, and even, with Devontae Graham, I think with the part of it is just with the team dynamics, why they haven't, obviously LaMelo will overtake that starting spot. Yeah. And I think Charlotte needs to sell Devontae while he still has some stock.
We'll take him. Milwaukee will take him, bro. We'll give you Dante, give us Devontae, and we'll have a deal. We have a deal.
Yeah, but just coming off the season he had last year, because, right now LaMelo is on pace to, overtake him. I think
for sure
for Devontae, you can't really, I think it's disrespect for him to, average 18 points a game last year and then, bump him to the bench. But, it's definitely going to be coming one day for sure.
For sure. Moving on to our next talking point, one that has been a dreadful topic of discussion between Johnny and I.
I've always seen this coming, bro. I don't know.
I know, but the amount of hateful messages I got about this, it's just unreal. But, it's well-deserved. The Milwaukee Bucks, more known as the Milwaukee Bucks.
That's right.
Because, bro, they have been performing terrible over this 2-game stretch. 2 losses in a row against New Orleans Pelicans and the Charlotte Hornets. And just a last talking point, when we were talking about LaMelo, he's the one who gave us work. He put, what's his name? Brook Lopez on the perimeter and absolutely cooked him. Man, I've never seen anything more embarrassing. Milwaukee needs to wake up. Bud needs to wake up. And this team needs to turn their defense around right now, or we're not going to do anything outside of a damn second-round appearance again.
Yeah, if you guys keep this up right now, which I'm going to be straight up, I saw this coming. I think Milwaukee always chokes. And, last year they had a really good season, but I think it starts with Giannis too. The fact that like he won defensive player of the year last year, how in your games, I don't care if Bud's like, Bud wants him playing help defense. If you have the defensive player of the year on your team, you cannot he cannot be not guarding the other team's best players. For example, when they played the Brooklyn Nets, he should be guarding KD or James Harden. You guys guarding Jeff Green. So it's like, what are you doing?
Disagree. I don't disagree. It's embarrassing. I think Bud's just a bum, bro. Like he is on his last straw right now. He's hanging on by a thread. This guy needs to turn this defense around. But I understand it's regular season. Try out different systems. Try out different defensive schemes. But how are you gonna give Thanasis Antetokounmpo real, tangible minutes? He's a bum. I don't ever want to see that guy touch the court ever again. No disrespect, Giannis. I still love you, bro, but your brother is a bum. Yeah. I just don't want to see this guy touch an NBA court ever again. Like, we cannot guard a parked car right now. It's embarrassing.
You guys are looking worse than the Washington Wizards right now.
All right, well, let's not go that far, but we're looking bad.
On defense, obviously. But you guys have to – because, if this defense, if you guys are giving up 126 points to the Pelicans – and the Hornets, I think at this rate, like the Nets, James Harden's going to be giving you guys 50. The Celtics, so things have to change in Milwaukee, bro.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree at all.
And I think just it starts with Giannis. If you want to be in that GOAT conversation, back-to-back MVP, no matter you can put up like 40 a night, but you have to be held accountable. No matter how well you're producing, he has to be held accountable for those teams, and he needs to be the one who steps up and overrides Bud in those situations. If he wants to guard the other team's best player, he has to put his foot down, tell Bud to F off, take a walk. And, he's got to
I don't disagree. I think Drew's giving him that mentality too. So I hope it translates into Giannis being more confident on the defensive side for sure.
Yeah, talking about the Milwaukee Bucks and teams that have had bad stretches, that fall off continues with another player. Dennis Smith Jr., recently he requested to play in the G League bubble.
Wow.
Imagine requesting to play in the G League bubble, bro, with the Westchester Knicks, New York's G League team. The G League is kicking off their bubble February 10th in Disney World. And, what do you what was your reaction to that?
Man, I think on one end of the spectrum, it's a very mature move by him. Like we talked about this a little bit. For sure, like if you're not getting the playing time, obviously like you want to be able to play basketball. That's the end goal, to get better and play basketball at a high level. But like someone that was so highly rated, I think pick 7th, pick 9, 2017, somewhere around there.
Yeah, drafted 9th.
Yeah, exactly. Pick 9th, and now you're not even in the rotation for the New York Knicks. The New York Knicks, and you're not in the rotation after being a 9th pick in a 2017 draft. That is crazy, bro. I can't believe it. I think that, like, for it to get this bad and him not to play minutes, he must be playing terribly. I don't understand it. It's crazy. Like, you're letting bums like Elfrid Payton get more playing time than you. How is that even possible?
In all fairness, respect to Elfrid Payton. Like he's recently put together a good stretch of games, but
that's true. That is
also, true. Dennis Smith, he was out for a couple of games. I think he's been out since December with a quad injury. So in terms of New York and that depth chart, Emmanuel Quickly's been playing out of his mind recently.
Oh man, he's crazy. He's so good.
Elfrid Payton, like you mentioned, Frigny Lakina. So he's that 4th point guard, on that depth chart. His current 2020-21 stats, he's only averaging 3 points per game, only 1 assist per game right now. So,
my God.
Yeah, I think part of it's due to injury, but, he definitely has to produce better. Yeah. And like you said, too, I think this is a mature move, trying to revitalize his career. Because obviously right now New York isn't the place. If it can go to Disney World with the G League, perform, put up numbers, hopefully get picked up by another team because, point guards are always a hot need, or every team needs a good point guard, a backup point guard in the market. And also like it's kind of sad too because in high school he was a 5-star recruit in the class of 2016.
Crazy.
Was supposed to be the next Derrick Rose, kind of what John Morant is today. Unfortunately he has had his fair share of ACL injuries, but regardless, if you watched him in high school, you've seen his Ball is Life mixtapes, hoop mixtapes. I thought for sure he was like the real deal coming out of NC State as well.
Yeah, injuries are a terrible thing. I hope this guy turns it around someone else that's like similar to like Markelle Fultz, such an incredible player, just plagued by injuries. So I hope they can turn it around. I think this is a smart move by him, to go down to the G League and like just basically swallow his pride to get more minutes and prove that he is a good player. So smart move by him. We wish him the best, and hopefully he can turn around and get signed by an even better team than the bummy New York Knicks. So
And that's J. Cole's boy as well. So
exactly.
maybe J. Cole needs to mention him in a song.
Maybe
Maybe
it's in
some
a name drop,
inspiration.
get some inspiration, exactly. Get the motivation and move on.
Yeah.
Moving on to our next talking point, one that's more of a bit of a banter topic. This is Russ versus Tik Rondo. Not Taekwondo, Tik Rondo. So, Russ is that kind of guy, super big ego. He's always big man on the court. He's the pit bull, like Patrick Beverley on steroids.
Yeah.
But every single game, I swear, this guy's getting a new rival. It's like he wants to pick on some dude every single game. And it just happened to be Rondo today or a couple of days ago now. But, there's some beef going at it. What is your take on that? What's the current situation in Washington?
Yeah, I think Russ is super frustrated, especially with how he's played recently. And,
Yeah.
a guy like him who's always, that going full head of steam, has so much energy built inside him, and he is like, he has that dog mentality too, you have to respect that. But, Rondo isn't going to put up with that. John Wall, straight out of the hood, he's not going to put up with that either.
So who are you taking a fight? Rondo, Tik Rondo, or Russ or the Brody? Who are you taking?
You see, I think Russ is one of those guys who acts tough, but
What?
I don't know if he's a tough guy, bro.
Bro, I'm taking
acts
Russ
like
all day. I'm taking Russ all day. Nah, bro.
I think he acts like it, but
He's a dog.
he acts like a dog. But for example, Rondo has some of the biggest hands. He has like Kawhi hands, huge hands.
No way, bro.
NBA history.
I don't want to hear it.
Rondo throwing those 1-2 Mayweathers,
bro.
Bro.
Are you crazy? Russ is gonna put his dukes up and knock him out cold, fam.
I don't know about that, bro.
I'm taking Russ all day.
For example, Russ is like a Conor McGregor in the ring.
What?
He has the talk. He's always talking. He's that fierce competitor. Like I feel like Russ would be the kind of guy to just like go full head of steam throwing those punches, and someone like Rondo.
And he'd knock him out. And then he'd knock him out with
Rondo's
all those punches.
too smart for that. Rondo's one of the
no
smartest
chance.
players in
Rondo's
NBA
a bum
history.
ass.
Rondo would probably dodge it. Pull a.
Let's leave it to the fans. Yo, guys, comment below who's winning in a 1v1. Fight to the death. Dukes up and just going crazy. Fist fight.
Rondo for sure, bro.
I'm taking Russ.
Rondo's underrated. Rondo's an underrated fighter.
We'll leave it to the fans.
Moving on. Recently, Quavo and Offset have been in Atlanta, but Takeoff's been spotted in Houston.
Gee, I like the bar. Johnny's got bars, bro. You got bars. Okay.
And yeah, that's, I think Takeoff, the Rockets have completely taken off. They've won their last 5 games against the Mavericks, Pistons, Wizards, Trailblazers, and Pelicans. Maybe the schedule isn't necessarily the strongest, but in terms of how they've looked, Victor Oladipo and John Wall, that backcourt has looked amazing. You got Christian Wood.
Underrated as hell, bro. I've been saying that. They're looking nice.
Yeah, and just right now, after, I thought after James Harden left, they would go to complete trash. But, they're definitely proving everyone wrong. I think the teamwork too, Boogie's look good as well. I think that group has really come together, and, they want to show James Harden that
he made the wrong move.
They can win without him.
Exactly. I like to see that. I always see that dog mentality. They got some dogs in Houston. They got John Wall, Boogie, C. Woodsy, Youngblood. Like they're looking nice right now, bro. And I think that this team has the fundamentals to like be able to sign a superstar. And if you plug in the right superstar, you have a great system with you. I think that
how many more superstars can they like? But who?
What do you mean? How many more superstars? They got none right now. They got none. John Wall's
no longer a superstar into that though.
I think that they can make some moves. Like John Wall, what is he on? 2 years left in his contract. Last year his contract, ship him off, get a superstar. I don't know. Maybe
who, though?
We'll see. You never know.
If I'm looking at this team right now, Christian Wood at the 4, Victor Oladipo at the 2,
looks nice,
and John Wall at the 1. But those 3, if you plug a superstar into that equation, I think
no. But John Wall's out. John Wall's out after that. He's plugged in. Yeah, I think he's just plugged in there right now to make them not fully set into a rebuild, to kind of mediate. Make sure that everything looks like everything's fine, so people still want to come to Houston. Like it's not a bummy organization totally, but like Oladipo and Wood are great foundational pieces to build around. And I think that like they're both young. Oladipo's looking nice ever since his injury. He's starting to recover, starting to get back to his all-star form, and I think that Wood is becoming like a blossoming into an all-star. With those two combining, like that's going to be very dangerous, especially coming to the playoffs because they can go both get Oladipo for sure can get his first shot off.
What do you mean
Yeah,
playoffs?
they're going to the
You think they're
playoffs
making the playoffs?
for sure.
Nah, bro,
For
I'm
sure,
sorry.
they're
I'm
making the
sorry,
playoffs.
No.
Yes, they are.
You know, I might be a bit biased because James Harden left, but without James Harden, you know, that team was all James Harden. Without
Bro,
James Harden,
all
that
I
team
gotta
can't
say
do
is
anything.
I'm getting my aviator sunglasses on because the post-Harden era in Houston is bright, fam. Like, all I need to do is get some
Bro,
aviators,
nah.
make sure they got the
Nah.
prism lenses so no, like, glare gets in my eyes because it's bright in Houston, bro. It is bright.
Nah, they're about to go back into the dark days, bro. They're going like
No
back to the
chance.
1500s.
No chance. I don't want to
Bro,
hear it.
without
Stop
James
with his
Harden,
Harden talk.
James Harden
Stop with
was
his
the
Harden
heart and
talk.
soul of that Houston team.
Heart and
Everything
soul.
ran
He was
through
the
him.
cancer. He
Without-
was the cancer of Houston. I don't want to hear
bro.
it.
Without James Harden, they're not going to do anything. They'll probably end up as a 10-11 seed where they are right now.
No way.
You know, they're
making
a good
the playoffs.
stretch.
They're sneaking into the playoffs. I don't want to hear
against good teams. They're not going to, especially in the West too. Who are they going to be?
What, Mavericks aren't a good team? They're on a good team?
Anybody
Trailblazers aren't a good team?
Anybody can beat Dallas right now.
What?
Anybody
Bro,
can.
I don't want to hear
CJ's
that.
not even playing right now.
I don't care. Dame's
CJ,
a bucket. Dame is a bucket. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah,
that is a good team. That is a good team.
If they want to go and beat up on, you know, a team at like a Portland team at 50%.
Oh my god.
And a Mavericks
50%.
team that has been complete ass right now to get into the playoffs, and they can go ahead. But once you get to the playoffs, you know, playoffs are the real deal. You can't fake it.
Hey, I'm not saying what they're going to do in the playoffs. I'm saying they're making the playoffs. They will be within that 8 seed fight for sure. I don't give a damn what you say. They're making the playoffs. Mark that down. Mark it down.
I don't know. I think the Spurs have a better chance of making the playoffs than them.
We're not even going to get into that. I'm not arguing that. Let's move on. Last talking point, big talking point, talking about one of the teams that you're disrespecting.
Yeah.
You know, we're swimming in cold waters now because Mavs are in the Shark Tank right now. Mavericks, 5 games in a row they've lost. 5 games, man. The Nuggets, the Rockets, the Jazz twice, and the Suns. To be fair, these have been tough teams. Like, all of these teams have been nice. Nuggets, top 4 team in the West. Rockets, not that great, but they took them out. We'll give them that. Jazz are the top in the whole damn NBA right now, and they took them out twice. And they got absolutely obliterated, might I say. And then the Suns, who are also definitely a good team in the West. So, hasn't been an easy schedule, but the Mavs got their pieces. So, like, wow, man, 5 games in a row, like L's. What are you saying about that?
Yeah, you know, I think as much as it hates me to say it, you know, I think I have to put this on Luka Doncic.
Really?
He still has been playing well, but I think too is, you know, because as last year as a 22-year-old or 23-year-old, we saw him, you know, nearly average a triple-double. This year he's still doing the same. You know, obviously he's not shooting the 3 ball as well. I think he's at like 28%.
Nah, he's brought it up. I think he's brought it up.
You sure?
Yeah, I think so.
How
I can get a quick stack check. There.
Okay. But in the meantime, you know, I think Luka, too, part of it is unreasonable expectations. For example, you know, we saw them take the Clippers to 6 games last year. Luka had a hell of a season, and I think it is attainable. But in terms of the talent he has around him, you know, Kristaps isn't that, you know, once like all-star type talent in general. You know, he's probably not going to be an all-star.
He still is.
You think he'll make the all-star game
this year? No, but he's still an all-star talent.
In general, bro.
In general, he is an all-star talent for sure. 7'3" big that can like nail it from 3. That has good interior moves and is a solid all-around defender. Nah, he's an all-star level player for sure.
The thing, for example, if you look at this team right now, if Luka doesn't average a triple-double,
they're in trouble for sure.
Yes, and the thing is because he had an amazing season last year, maybe he proved me wrong. You know, maybe he does go back, average a triple-double again this year, which I know he nearly is. But the fact that a guy averaging a triple-double who probably isn't going to maintain that, or it's going to drop off a little bit.
He'll maintain it.
Kristaps,
Luka.
You have Kristaps Porzingis as your second best player, especially in the West too. You know, they have Trey Burke. You know, Tim Hardaway was playing well. He's dropped off a bit. You know, I just don't see this Mavericks team. You know, I thought they did really well last year. People are expecting them to be good again, and they were never that good in the first place. You know what I mean?
They were nice last year. I think that if Kristaps stayed, LA was in for an upset. That's all I got to say. If Kristaps didn't get those BS technical fouls to put him out of the game and then that injury, there would have been an upset in LA. That's all I got to say. This team is good. They've got the pieces to at least be a playoff team. 100%. They're making the playoffs this year, no doubt in my mind. But I still think that you cannot count the Wonder Boy out. This guy is too nice. He looks amazing in the playoffs. He has he has that clutch gene for
Oh,
sure.
Kristaps?
Nah, bro, Luka,
Oh,
what are you
Luka?
saying?
Yeah, no,
For
I
sure, he's
still
got the
respect
clutch gene.
Luka. I still respect him, but for example, like even last year, I hated the Clippers as much as everybody else. I wanted to see Dallas. When he hit
For sure, everyone did.
that step back, on the sprained ankle to cap off
Sprained
like a
ankle
42-point
Doncic.
performance. That was
Yeah.
crazy. But yeah, I just think, and they too, respect to the Dallas Mavericks, they had I think they had the highest offensive rating in
That's
NBA
true.
history last
NBA
year.
history, yeah.
And a large testament or a large reason why that happened was because of Luka in the pick and roll. But I just
Actually,
don't think.
I think an even bigger reason that we have not talked about enough, and not enough people are talking about. I hate Kendrick Perkins, but he did bring up a good point. Steven Silas, man. Steven Silas leaving this team as assistant coach put a big, big dent in this organization. They were one of the most stellar offensive teams last year, largely due to his schemes. And now that he's the head coach of the Houston Rockets, they're sputtering on the offensive side. They just don't look like they used to do. Luka even said in a quote that they just don't look like they have any effort right now. They're not playing with heart. They're not playing well. And I think that a good part of that is due to Steven Silas's departure.
Well, yeah, just with the heart too. I just don't think they have really the pieces. Like if you go down their roster, for example, I just don't.
It's
think
weak. It's a weak roster. It's not a contending roster for sure.
Other
But
than Luka and Porzingis, who still isn't like one of the better second options in the league. Like there's way better second options. I just don't really see like them really.
No, I agree. They're not a contender. We can't count them
do.
as a contender. Luka's still too young. Like I don't know. Mark Cuban's gonna make moves. He will. I think he's still building. Like they're still building a nice young core. Tim Hardaway's a bucket. Josh Richardson was probably not the best move. He hasn't been working out. Like getting rid of Seth Curry was an L for them, I think.
Yeah.
But I still that they've got a good foundation to build off of, especially with Luka as their centerpiece. Like they're gonna be a super, super heavyweight team in the next 5 years for sure.
Yeah, hopefully they sign like a super max or like a big star, basically like a third piece in that.
It'll be interesting to see who they can get. Maybe if some player at a certain team is upset with how things are going, maybe they'll go with Luka, see what they can do. But as of right now, there's no chance that they're going anywhere far in the playoffs. But they will still make the playoffs. They can still pull off the upset. That's all I've got to say.
Fair enough. Well, playoffs has been the real deal. Or playoffs is the real deal. The truth always comes out.
That's true.
But the good teams come to play. So we'll see in June where they stand.
That's true. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed some of our takes on these talking points. Make sure to like and subscribe. Leave a like and comment below what you guys think that we can improve on, what you liked. We're trying to improve, grow off of what you guys think. We appreciate your feedback. So thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week, and peace.